cost up to 10p a litre more than regular fuel. But do these posh petrols actually make any difference to our cars? This is a VW Golf GTI, edition 35 no less. And here are a selection of 5 different fuels, and I'm going to see whether any one of them can make a difference to the power output of this little beast. To avoid each fuel mixing in the car's petrol tank and spoiling the results, my crack team of mechanics has built a bespoke rig to feed the Golf with each fuel in turn. The car's internal fuel supply will be disconnected and attached directly to the petrol we're testing. I'll test the car's power output using this £100,000 rolling road. By measuring the forces sent through the wheels, this can detect minute changes of even 1/10 of a horsepower. To ensure consistency, I'll test each fuel 4 times and take an average result. We have 3 so-called posh petrols. We have BP Ultimate, Shell V-Power and Esso Supreme. And to act as a comparison, we have 2 standard unleadeds. We've got BP unleaded and the cheapest supermarket fuel we could get, which was from Asda. Let the testing begin. To set a benchmark, we'll start with the standard BP unleaded. It cost just under £1.39 a litre on the day of the test. While the boys are busy with their fuel testing, let's talk about RON. You'll see a RON figure, which stands for Research Octane Number, on petrol pumps when you fill up. The number relates to how much compression a fuel can withstand before it detonates inside the engine. So in a roundabout way, the higher the RON number, the less likely the fuel is to detonate before the engine actually needs it, which makes it more efficient. Like most standard unleaded in the UK, BP unleaded is 95 RON, and it sets a benchmark of 236.1 bhp. Next, our first posh petrol, BP Ultimate, rated at 97 RON. On the day of the test, it cost just under £1.47 a litre. BP says its ultimate fuel is, and I quote, especially designed to keep petrol engines fit and healthy and running efficiently. Let's see if it's got any more power. It's a disappointing result. In the Golf, BP's Ultimate produced just 0.6 more horsepower than the standard unleaded. Time for Shell V-Power, rated at 98 RON, which today cost just under £1.45 a litre.
Shell claims its fuel is designed to actively clean your engine and protect vital engine parts while helping to deliver a more powerful performance.
The Shell V-Power gives the best results so far, producing 4.8 bhp, more than our first petrol, BP's standard unleaded. Next, the last of the posh petrols, the 97 RON Esso Supreme, which cost almost £1.44 a litre.
According to Esso, its Supreme fuel should give better performance, but use less fuel getting it.
The Esso gets the second highest score of the day with 240.5 brake horsepower. That's just 0.4 bhp behind the V-Power. Finally, the fuel from Asda at nearly £1.36 a litre. This is the cheapest petrol we could find on the day of the test. So, just what effect does this cut-price fuel have on the Golf's engine? It is the worst of all, but only by a fraction. Asda's fuel is 3p per litre cheaper than BP's standard unleaded, but was just 0.3 bhp less. In our test, posh petrol was superior, but with mixed results. Shell V-Power is the star performer, followed by Esso Supreme. Most disappointingly is BP Ultimate. It's the priciest posh petrol, but the least powerful. BP Standard Unleaded is next, narrowly beating the bargain Asda fuel. Now, being a girl who likes to get behind the wheel, I'm not quite finished. So we have established that the Shell V-Power was the best and the Asda unleaded the worst. But can I feel the difference? Time for my kind of testing. First, some hot laps with the Asda fuel. Compared to Shell V-Power, it was down 5.1 bhp. I can't feel any disturbances and I can't hear anything. So all in all, I wouldn't say that there was anything wrong with this fuel from a driver's point of view. That's good news for petrol heads on a budget. But having flushed the system through, will I be able to feel the benefit of the V-Power? 145. About a second after I've booted the throttle, there is a noticeable increase in grunt, which has surprised me because I really didn't think I'd be able to feel that. Would you notice that on an everyday drive if you weren't doing a back-to-back fuel comparison? Probably not. Purely in terms of power delivery in this Golf GTI, I don't think posh petrols are worth the money. Filling this car with V-Power would cost £4.95 more per tank than filling it with Asda's petrol. And unless you're concentrating fully on your engine's behaviour, you can't really feel the difference.